evening and welcome to our movie of the week. Tonight we continue our salute to Hollywood's magnificent musicals as John Hinde presents Showboat.
Well, tonight we've got one of the great movie musicals. It's Oscar Hammerstein II's and Jerome Kern's and Edna Ferber's. Well, what else could it be then but Showboat? Edna Ferber's big novel about the lives and the loves of showfolk aboard one old-time Mississippi showboat, and about some of the black folk on the shore too, it was an absolute runaway success in the late 1920s. Oscar Hammerstein made an operetta out of it, and it became an epoch-making hit on Broadway, and it was Hammerstein who rewrote his operetta for the first Showboat movie musical. Tonight, it's the big Technicolor remake of that black and white first musical. Is it as good as that one, I wonder? Well, at the time, Variety said, "Socko new version, not even those who fondly remember can quarrel with this one." And Bosley Crowther in the New York Times said, "Comparisons are not in order. This version is so magnificent." Today, I, for one, still miss the glorious singing of Paul Robeson, who was the jewel in the crown of the earlier film, and I miss certain liveliness too. But this Showboat is a lovable thing and memorable as a movie musical in its own right. Enjoy it. Showboat.
Beautiful.
Well, that was Showboat version 2, or in fact version 3, and I hope you liked it too. Someday I would like to be able to put on the black and white James Whale version of this one so that we could compare the two, but don't take me up too much on that because old movies can be terribly hard to get. All movies can be hard to get. Anyway, there is an odd history to the Showboat films because it's almost forgotten now that Universal made a part-talkie version of Showboat way back in 1929 while Hammerstein's stage version was still breaking records on Broadway. But Universal felt that all those old songs had been absolutely overexposed, and so they left them all out. And then at the last minute, they put them all back, but all bunched together in what they called a prologue. And later on, this entire film somehow got lost, and maybe it was a good thing. It was 7 years later that Universal brought out the James Whale Hammerstein film, and Paul Robeson's absolutely wondrous bass baritone became the central memory that made Showboat famous all over the world. But by the time that tonight's version was being cast, Robeson was in exile and a non-person in Hollywood because the publicity team said that he'd approved communism, and indeed he had. And James Warfield's voice is absolutely fine in this one, but I still believe that he and his singing did suffer emotionally because he had stepped into the Robeson role. Anyway, I'll be back next Friday night with a classic of a different kind. Marilyn Monroe and Jane Russell in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and I'll see you there.
Jane Russell.
Now you shut up and sit down and listen to me because you're in a jam.
And Marilyn Monroe.
It's just as easy to fall in love with a rich man as a poor man.
They're just a couple of showgirls, off to see what the world has to offer.
Gee, Peggy, a girl like I almost never gets to meet a really interesting man.
Finding themselves caught up in all sorts of trouble.
Are you a burglar? Would you please give me a hand?
And situations.
I'm sort of stuck. You did say that.
Making new acquaintances in the highest places.
To hold you for trial.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Sparkling entertainment in our salute to Hollywood's magnificent musicals. 8:30 Friday, ABC.